give you plenty of space.
I'm gonna get a chair at least, but.
You're not that old.
Did you miss us?
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while, but good to see you guys.
Just your thoughts with the news, Mikko. What an honor it's got to be for you to be the first Sweater retired in franchise history.
Obviously means a lot. A big honor, and I think now that it kind of, yesterday when they announced it, you're starting to think back on all the years and the people and the fans. So it means a lot. I'm proud of it. Proud to be part of the Wild. Always have been. And I think just that feeling, like I've said before, spending a lot of many years with the team, but also how much hockey means for the state of Minnesota, for people here. I think that's something that you don't realize. I didn't for the first couple of years. You just play the game and things like that. But then when you're starting to realize, like I said, with the kids hockey and high school, college, and all the way obviously to the NHL, I think that's special.
So how and when did you find out? How did they tell you and when did they tell you?
I heard about it. It was summertime. I had lunch with Greg and he told me. So I've known now for a couple months. I can't remember the date exactly, but that's when it happened.
And what did you initially feel?
Hard to describe, I guess. We just, like I said, sat down, had lunch, and then when he kind of said that, and it was still, I think I was just, it was right after not right after, but it was still new after the retirement. So a lot of emotions. You still miss the game, things like that. And then when you do get not that it's a negative thing when you retire, but it's still a big change, right? So when something like that comes and they let you know, obviously it was emotional.
What are you expecting on March 13th? Or, can you imagine what it's going to be like?
No, I can't. I mean, it's something I've been part of some of these when we've been on the road, and you see it there. But once it's obviously it's something that I don't think you really can. You can think about it and things like that, but for sure it'll be a special night.
When they told you, did it kind of put the exclamation mark on your career? Like you had said, it was kind of, you retired and it all happened at once, but I mean, did it feel like, okay, I am moving on to this next phase of my life a little?
I don't think it felt like that. I think it was, I guess, in a closure way, you know what I mean? And I look at it also like you get one more chance to say thank you and for the fans, but also for the people that helped me a lot throughout my career here in Minnesota. So I kind of looked at it that way, and so I guess in a way, but I guess it's more because once I signed with Columbus and then left here, I didn't get a chance to. It was COVID, and I guess it's going to be close to 2 years on the date when the season was canceled. So that kind of bothered me, you know what I mean? Like you didn't get a chance to, like we talked about it here now, like I haven't seen you guys in 2 years almost, and but especially with the fans and players, management, the staff, all that, so that'll be fun.
What's it been like watching from above? Like you look like you could still play. I mean, is that hard to sort of disconnect that, you probably think, hey, I can still be on that ice. What's that afterlife been like for you so far?
I don't feel that. I guess I'm good with my decision, but I do miss the locker room. I miss the routine as a hockey player. I think that was something that I really did enjoy. The preparation, the ups and downs, things like that. But I think when I made my decision, I wanted to be sure, and I don't think I could have been the level, like I said, back then that I could play and enjoy the game as like I did. So I'm okay with that, but it's been fun to watch them. I think not just the wins, but just the way they play the game. I think you can see that they really enjoy each other as teammates, and I think they show that on the ice too. So obviously it's still early in the season, and a lot can happen, but sure been fun. And for example, last game, the way they win, I think the battle, everything about it, I think it just shows that I think they're enjoying that team right now.
You've been around the team, so are you kind of figuring out what type of role you might take on? Like, do you see a future working with the organization, or what does that look like that you've been around so far?
Well, first of all, I appreciate the opportunity from Mr. Goering and Mr. Leopold. I think like we kind of, when we first talked, they kind of gave me an opportunity to come and learn, to see what it's all about, management side, coaching, everything that goes into the planning and their everyday routine. As a player, you think you know, but you don't. You really don't know how much it goes behind the scenes and things like that. So, but we'll talk about it more. I'll be going to the World Juniors with Team Finland. I'll be part of the coaching staff for them. Very excited about that, and that's kind of the goal right now, and kind of preparing for that one. And then I'm sure once we're back from there, we'll talk about it more.
Mikko, I'm sure you've got a long list of people that impacted your career outside of Minnesota. Who are some of those people though directly with the Minnesota Wild, going back to 2001 when you were drafted, to the decision now to hang them up?
I think there's a lot. I mean, well, obviously with who drafted me, the GM, Doug Riceborough first. I've always said I think who made the biggest impact me as a player was Jacques Lemaire. Helped me throughout the years. I would keep in contact with him, and usually when I was struggling, I would call him. So he probably knew when the phone rang and I was calling, he knew, okay, it's not going that well. So, and then I think the staff here, I had a lot of the people are still working for the team, and trainers, they support you, that you get to know them. They know when you're struggling, kind of what you need, what you don't. And all the coaches, and then obviously teammates, now that some of them have been reaching out, and it's good to hear from Nick Schultz and the old roommate and things like that. You know, like it's just, I think like I said before, I think that's kind of what I realized, and you look back right away over the years and what it meant to be part of the team and a big part of my life. So, but there's so many names. I think it'll be impossible to name them all, but I'll try to do my best.
It's so rare these days for someone to spend all, or at least the majority of their career in one place. What does it mean to you that you basically did spend your entire career here?
It means a lot to me. I think, how would I describe that? I think that's always been, I take pride for that, all the way from back home, playing for my club team there, playing for Team Finland, and now here to get a chance to, or an opportunity to play for one team, and for as long as I did. I think it's something that I appreciate, I value a lot. But obviously, it's also the management side that a lot of times you can't control it as a player. So, but it, like I've said before, it's just, it became home for me, and I think I've always been comfortable with the team. Like any sport, there's always ups and downs, and you have to. I think that's the challenge that I loved always, as well as a player. That obviously it's more fun to win than lose, but the feeling after you can become better as a team and as a player, I think that's a great feeling. And we were always able to do that. Once I first got here, we were getting better. then we went kind of through the whole process with new management, with Chuck and a new coaching staff and a lot of young players coming in, but we were always able to get better step by step, and that was probably one of the reasons too for myself that we were able to improve, and you could see the talent that was coming in, and so it was a fun road.
Mikko, minus not winning a Stanley Cup, could you have scripted your career any better?
Yeah, I think there's always things that you look back and you know you could maybe handle differently or things like that. But I think that's part of life. That's part of learning as well. So, but I'm very happy. Like I said, last season when I made my decision to retire, I really did feel that I gave it all, and I can get to the level that I wanted to be and where I really enjoyed the game. So I'm happy with the career and with my decision, and I, like I said, I think as an athlete or as a hockey player, if you get a chance to retire on your own terms and you get the feeling that I really gave it all that I have, I think that was something always that I wanted to be able to do, and I'm obviously very grateful for that.
You know, now that you're sort of in this new role that you're trying to figure out, and you talk to guys like Billy Guerin, I mean, do you, you know, they've made a lot about the culture change here, and you were sort of the first one to sort of move on. I mean, do you now look back and say, you know, look, you know, you sort of get it, that there was a point where they had to make changes and sort of give the team to the next regime?
You do, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was very hard at the time. Like I said, it was obviously emotional because the team, the organization really means a lot to me, and so yeah, it was. But then once you get a couple weeks, couple months, and then I had a chance to talk with Billy after and things like that. So then you're starting to realize why they have to make those tough decisions, and that's why they are management. Like I've always said, and I can't remember who taught me that, but I think the best advice is that the players play the game, coaches coach, and then management is management, right? So I believe in that, and so it's, as a player, you don't always realize that. It's part of the business, but like I said, after a while, you do realize that the decisions that they have to make, and life goes on. There's younger players coming up, and things like that. So I went through that. You know, you have to earn your spot on the team, and you want more ice time and things like that. So that's natural.
How proud are you just of the job that Spurgeon and the rest of the leaders are doing right now? I mean, you know, there's only been one permanent captain before you, and you know, and for him to now be here for 11 years and to wear that C after you, it's got to be pretty special even for you to watch him grow up.
It is. I remember when he first came in, and I think, not just for Spurs, I think for Marcus and Dumps too. I think for me, what matters the most is when I know the type of persons they are off the ice. And obviously we all see what they do on the ice, day in, day out, practice games, the way they prepare, all that, but they're very good people. And that for me is fun to see that they're getting rewarded, and they do a great job, and they got a good support around them with the coaching staff. I think the way Billy and his staff are supporting them as well. So it's a good combo, and so yeah, I guess just happy for them, and happy for the team the way they're doing. But obviously, like we talked about, it's still early in the season, and there'll be challenges, but they'll do just fine.
You talked about learning the ropes of management, of coaching. Is there an area that you gravitate more towards, or that you could see yourself doing, you know, long term?
Yeah, I think there is. I think that kind of goes a little back and forth, and I'm not ready to kind of make my decision on that, or I don't want to. I think you want to be kind of sure. I want to talk to the players that has gone through it before, how they kind of feel, and then trying to get that info in, and then see what it what it could be. And but I guess the feeling for me right now is that I don't want to jump into something that I'm not ready to really go all in and you know, want to work every single day. I think hopefully I'll find the passion, and but I do know that I want to be involved with the game and then want to stay involved, either if it's going to be management or coaching.
Do you see yourself staying here full time or going back to Finland, or do you know yet?
I don't know yet. We'll see. I think also that is a big part of it too. Like, what do you want to do then, full time? So, but we'll see in the next couple months. I'm sure I'll know more.
Are you putting time a little bit then, or are you like home, like how often are you here in Minnesota, or, you know, what's that kind of?
Well, I think that as of right now, it's still been kind of the same with the kids' school year, and then hopefully go back home for the summer, and but I think the decision, my oldest, she's going to be, or she's 8, so I think it's something that you want to figure out sooner than later. Just so it is a big change, even, you know, Finland and from Minnesota. So a lot of good in both places, and so it'll be a whatever or wherever we end up, it's a good option, but it's also a hard decision.
Have you kind of transitioned to being a hockey dad? Are the kids playing yet?
Yeah, my middle one, he's playing, so I've been on the ice with them, and I do enjoy that a lot. It's great. A lot goes into it. You gotta be ready when you step on the ice. So, but I'm gonna learn from Wes Walsh. He's been through it and runs his hockey camp, so I'll get some good advice.
How old is he? You might even get a discount.
I know you. I won't.
How old is he
That's
now?
not
Your
so.
middle one?
6. Yeah. So still early.
Yeah. Back to Dan's question, have you talked to guys like Brunette about, like, you know, what's, you know, between coaching, management? I mean, he's gotten a chance to do both.
Well, if you know Bruno, like, I've been trying to reach him for 2 months now, and he finally called me back. I couldn't talk to him, so maybe I gotta wait another 2 months, but I will talk to him. I know we talked with him when he was kind of, you know, management and coaching. Where is he gonna go coach? Is he gonna go management? So I think he has a lot of, you know, at the end, we're all different, and you know, it's your personal decision, obviously, but I think it helps to have, for example, his experience on it, and I remember he thought about it hard, and then which way to go, and I think there's also, like, if you're coaching, if you stay away from coaching or the game too long, I think it's going to get away from you, and so I think there's a lot of things to go into the decision.
Cool. Thanks.
Thanks, Mikko.
Congrats.
Thanks, Mikko.
Congrats.
Thank
Very
you.
cool.
Thank you.
Last time we were in here for something like this, it was Wes's retirement. Remember that?
20 years ago?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I was in the
Quite
back.
as many reporters in here.
I was in the back.
That was a waterworks show.